Beneath the polished surface and relentless bustle of Japan's airports lies a hidden realm where the hum of call centers conceals stories that defy explanation. Here, routine inquiries are interrupted by voices that echo from nowhere, and staff are left questioning the boundaries between the living and the unknown. In this series, we unravel verified accounts, each more disturbing than the last, where ordinary moments become gateways to terror. As the night deepens and the phones ring, the line between reality and nightmare grows thin. What follows are unsettling truths that continue to haunt those who dared to answer the call. Japan's major airports, such as Haneda and Narita, are renowned for their seamless operations and cutting-edge technology. Beneath the surface, however, lies a complex network of call centers, orchestrating every detail from flight schedules to emergency responses. These call centers are celebrated for their precision, yet whispers persist of strange occurrences, unexplained outages, cryptic messages, and voices echoing from empty lines. Employees speak in hushed tones about late-night shifts when the air grows heavy and the boundaries between reality and something else begin to blur. What secrets are buried within these corridors, and what stories remain untold by those who answer the calls in the dark? In the shadowed corridors of Japan's airport call centers, the night brings a peculiar strain. Workers describe the relentless isolation, the cold hush that settles over empty terminals, and the unsettling sense of being watched by unseen eyes. Late-night shifts blur the boundaries between reality and imagination, as the silence amplifies every distant echo and flickering light. Some agents report inexplicable chills, phantom voices on the line, and a growing unease that lingers long after their shift ends. What begins as routine customer service slowly transforms into a psychological ordeal, leaving many to wonder if something else lurks in the darkness, waiting for them to answer the next call. In October 2021, Haneda Airport became the epicenter of a chilling wave of deception. Passengers reported receiving unsettling calls from individuals claiming to be airport staff, their voices calm yet insistent, demanding money or goods. The official phone number was spoofed, blurring the line between reality and fraud. Airport authorities scrambled to reassure the public, emphasizing that no legitimate employee would ever request payment over the phone. Yet, for many victims, the damage was already done, left questioning who or what was truly on the other end of the line. Was it merely a criminal scheme, or something far more sinister lurking within the shadows of Japan's busiest terminal? In the dimly lit office of Haneda Airport's call center, an employee recounts the night she answered a call that would haunt her for weeks. The voice on the other end was unnaturally calm, its cadence slow and deliberate, asking for personal details with an eerie familiarity. She describes a sensation of cold creeping up her spine, as if the caller could see her through the phone. Even after the call ended, the feeling persisted, an unsettling awareness that she was being watched, not just by a stranger, but by something far more sinister. To this day, she wonders if the voice belonged to a person at all, or if it was something else, lurking in the shadows of the airport's endless corridors. Police reports detail a chilling pattern. Victims, often unsuspecting travelers, received calls from voices claiming to be airport staff. The demands were precise, the threats subtle, leaving both passengers and call center employees in a state of constant anxiety. Investigators noted the scam's eerie sophistication, as if the perpetrators anticipated every move, every question. Staff described sleepless nights, haunted by the fear that their own identities might be compromised next. Despite extensive surveillance and cyber tracing, authorities admit they are still searching for answers, as the operation continues to elude explanation. Unanswered questions haunt investigators and victims alike. How did the callers possess such intimate knowledge of their targets? Details that even close friends could not have known. Security logs reveal nothing unusual, yet the chilling accuracy of these calls defies explanation. Some witnesses recall voices that shifted mid-conversation, tones that were oddly distorted, echoing with a cold, mechanical resonance. As the segment closes, a disturbing possibility emerges. Perhaps not all voices on the line belong to the living. Late one humid August night, a traveler at Narita Airport found himself drawn to a forgotten stairwell, its walls stained by decades of silence. As he descended, the fluorescent lights flickered and the air grew heavy, each step echoing into a void that stretched beyond time. The deeper he went, the more reality seemed to unravel. His phone displayed no signal, and the familiar sounds of the terminal faded into an oppressive hush. Suddenly, a call from an unknown number pierced the stillness. A woman's voice whispered directions, guiding him back toward the surface. To this day, he cannot recall her face, nor explain how he returned. But the memory of that endless descent lingers, unanswered and unresolved. Beneath the bustling terminals of Narita Airport lie passageways rarely seen by the public, narrow corridors, dim stairwells, and forgotten service tunnels. Local staff whisper of these spaces, recounting stories of travelers who vanished without a trace, their footsteps echoing into silence. Some say the air grows colder as you descend, and time itself seems to warp, trapping those who wander too far. Urban legends speak of a spectral woman who guides lost souls back to safety, though others claim her presence marks the point of no return. The official records remain silent, but the shadows of Narita's labyrinth persist, leaving one haunting question. How many have entered, never to emerge? Late at night, when the airport's corridors fall silent, a veteran security guard recounts a chilling experience in the deserted stairwells. He describes hearing footsteps echoing from the shadows, each step growing louder as if someone, or something, was approaching. Faint voices drifted through the concrete, whispering in a language he could not recognize, though the area was confirmed empty by surveillance. The guard's report, filed with airport authorities, remains unresolved, fueling speculation among staff about the true nature of these nocturnal disturbances. To this day, no explanation has been found, leaving the question, who or what walks the stairwells after midnight? As the eyewitness wandered through the endless, dimly lit stairwell at Narita Airport, panic began to set in. Suddenly their phone rang. A woman's voice, calm yet unsettling, offered precise instructions to escape the labyrinth. Following her guidance, they emerged abruptly into the bustling terminal, as if waking from a nightmare. Yet, when investigators reviewed phone records, they found no evidence of any incoming call. Who was the mysterious caller, and how did she know exactly where to find them? The questions linger unanswered, casting a shadow over the airport's silent corridors. Psychologists examining the Narita Airport stairwell incident grappled with unsettling possibilities. Some theorized a time slip, suggesting the victim was momentarily trapped in a pocket of distorted reality, where hours felt like seconds, and familiar surroundings dissolved into an endless descent. Others proposed a collective hallucination, triggered by stress and isolation, yet the presence of a mysterious phone call defied rational explanation. The notion of supernatural intervention lingered, as if the airport itself harbored entities capable of manipulating perception and fate. To this day, experts remain divided, unable to reconcile the chilling details with the conventional science, leaving the case shrouded in unanswered questions. On January 31st, 2001, the skies above Suruga Bay became the stage for a chilling near-disaster. Two Japan Airlines flights, 907 and 958, found themselves on a collision course, separated by mere seconds and a handful of frantic radio transmissions. Investigators traced the cause to a grave error within the air traffic control call center. A trainee, overwhelmed by the pressure, issued conflicting instructions, while their supervisor failed to intervene in time. Passengers later described the moment as a silent terror, the cabin filled with the sense of impending doom. Though catastrophe was narrowly avoided, the incident left behind a lingering question. How many lives hang in the balance, dependent on the unseen voices guiding them through the night sky? In a dimly lit interview room, a retired air traffic controller recounts the harrowing moments before the near disaster. He describes the mounting tension in the control room as conflicting instructions echoed through the air, each command carrying the weight of hundreds of lives. The confusion was palpable, a frantic scramble to avert catastrophe. Then, as the planes narrowly missed each other, an unnatural silence settled over the room, so profound it felt as if time itself had stopped. To this day, he remembers the cold dread that lingered, and the unanswered question: what force had intervened in that chilling pause? The official investigation into the near miss at Suruga Bay revealed a series of overlooked warning signs, subtle errors in communication, ignored protocols, and mounting stress among air traffic controllers. Interviews with staff exposed the psychological toll of those harrowing moments, as many struggled with recurring nightmares and a persistent sense of dread. Archived transcripts detail frantic exchanges, voices trembling as the realization of impending disaster dawned. Despite narrowly averting catastrophe, the scars remained, haunting the corridors of the control center long after the incident. Yet, one question lingers. What unseen forces, if any, influenced the split-second decisions that saved hundreds of lives? In the shadowed corridors of Japan's busiest airports, rumors circulate quietly among staff. Moments before the near-miss incident, a chilling interference crackled through the radio, a voice speaking in a language none could recognize. Veteran controllers recall the static, the sense of unease that swept through the control room, as if something unseen was watching. The official reports make no mention of this anomaly, but those who were present insist the voice was real. To this day, the origin of the transmission remains a mystery, leaving many to wonder if it was merely a technical glitch or something far more sinister. In October 2001, Nagoya Airport was thrust into chaos when a man phoned authorities, claiming a Northwest Airlines flight was about to be hijacked. The caller provided chillingly specific details, prompting an immediate security lockdown and frantic investigation. Yet, as officials unraveled the truth, the call was revealed to be a hoax, No hijackers, no threat, just a shadowy voice that vanished without a trace. Despite the official explanation, airport staff and investigators were left unsettled, questioning what might have driven the caller to orchestrate such fear. To this day, the true motives behind the false alarm remain shrouded in mystery, leaving a lingering sense of unease in the corridors of Nagoya Airport. In the dimly lit call center at Nagoya Airport, an operator recalls the moment the phone rang with chilling precision. The voice on the other end was devoid of warmth, its tone flat and mechanical, as if reciting a script from memory. What unsettled the operator most was the caller's uncanny knowledge of flight schedules and passenger lists, details that should have been inaccessible to an outsider. As the operator listened, a creeping sense of dread settled in, amplified by the caller's refusal to answer any questions or reveal their identity. Even after the call was deemed a hoax, the memory lingered, leaving behind an unanswered question. How did the stranger know so much? And why did their voice sound almost inhuman? Police reports confirmed the hijack call at Nagoya Airport was a hoax, yet a lingering uncertainty remains. Some officials quietly admit that the caller's identity was never conclusively established, fueling rumors of an unseen presence manipulating the airport's communication lines. The incident exposed unsettling gaps in security protocols, leaving staff uneasy and watchful. In the aftermath, whispers circulated about strange voices echoing through the call center late at night, raising a chilling question. Was the threat ever truly gone, or merely waiting for another opportunity? In the aftermath of these unsettling incidents, airport call center staff began to experience a haunting shift in their daily lives. Many reported recurring nightmares, vivid and disorienting, where the ringing phone echoed endlessly in deserted corridors. A persistent sense of unease settled over them, intensifying whenever the phone rang late at night. Some described a chilling sensation, as if unseen eyes watched from the shadows, waiting for them to answer. Despite official reassurances, the psychological scars lingered, leaving staff to wonder if the horrors they faced were truly over, or if something darker still lingered on the line. Behind the polished facade of Japan's airport call centers, a series of unsettling incidents have quietly circulated among staff. Operators report sudden bursts of static that drown out even the most urgent conversations, followed by chilling whispers that seem to utter their names from the void. On several occasions, calls have been received from numbers that defy all records, vanishing from the system as soon as the line is disconnected. Veteran employees describe a growing sense of unease, as if something unseen is listening, waiting for a moment to make itself known. To this day, no technical investigation has been able to explain these phenomena, leaving only unanswered questions and a lingering sense of dread. Late one night, a janitor working the graveyard shift at Haneda Airport's call center reported a chilling encounter. He described seeing a shadowy figure standing motionless beside the row of phones, its presence unsettling and inexplicable. As he cautiously approached, the figure seemed to dissolve into the dim fluorescent light, leaving only a faint echo of static from the phone lines. Security footage from that evening showed nothing unusual, but the janitor insisted the air felt colder, as if something unseen lingered. Was this merely exhaustion, or did the call center harbor secrets that technology could not explain? In a quiet office overlooking the airport's runways, Dr. Mayuko Ishikawa recounts the psychological toll exacted on staff who endure repeated exposure to fear and isolation. She describes how the relentless uncertainty, whether from unexplained phone calls or eerie empty corridors, can erode a person's sense of safety, leaving them haunted by memories they cannot fully explain. According to Dr. Ishikawa, unresolved mysteries breed anxiety, often manifesting as insomnia, paranoia, or even hallucinations. She notes that many employees struggle in silence, wary of sharing experiences that defy rational explanation. As the interview concludes, Dr. Ishikawa pauses, her gaze distant, and asks, what happens when the mind can no longer distinguish between reality and the shadows that linger just beyond the terminal lights? In the dimly lit archives of Haneda Airport's call center, investigators unearthed a recording that would haunt them for years. The tape begins with a routine inquiry, the operator's voice steady and professional. But then, beneath the static, a faint whisper emerges, its language indecipherable, its tone cold and urgent. Technicians confirmed the voice did not belong to anyone present during the call, nor could it be traced to any known interference. To this day, the source of the whisper remains a mystery, leaving staff uneasy and questioning what else might linger in the silence between calls. When investigators began sifting through the call logs from Japan's busiest airports, they uncovered a disturbing pattern. Calls would originate from numbers that didn't exist, often at hours when the terminals were eerily silent. Technical data revealed voices on the line, sometimes distorted, sometimes whispering, speaking in languages no operator could identify. These anomalies persisted, defying all attempts at rational explanation. Was it merely a glitch in the system, or did something far more sinister lurk beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered? Deep within the labyrinthine corridors of Japan's airports, there exist forgotten zones, abandoned waiting rooms, shuttered stairwells, and empty call center cubicles. Staff whisper of unsettling phenomena, lights that flicker without cause, echoing footsteps in deserted hallways, and a cold, oppressive air that seems to press against the skin. Security logs reveal repeated complaints, each describing an identical sense of dread that drives employees to request transfers or leave their posts entirely. One maintenance worker recalls hearing a child's laughter in the darkness, only to find the space empty and colder than before. To this day, these areas remain cordoned off, their secrets undisturbed, leaving the question, what truly lingers in the shadows of Japan's airports? In the dimly lit corridors of the airport call center, a former supervisor recounts her harrowing ordeal. Over several weeks, she received anonymous calls from a voice that seemed to seep through the phone, cold and precise, revealing details about her childhood, her daily routines, even the color of her bedroom curtains. The police traced the calls, but each attempt led to dead ends, numbers disconnected, addresses abandoned. She describes the sensation of being watched, the feeling that the voice was always one step ahead. To this day, she wonders how anyone could have known so much, and why the call stopped only after she resigned, leaving behind unanswered questions and a lingering sense of dread. Airports are hubs of relentless activity, their communication systems pulsing with thousands of voices every hour. But beneath the surface of this technological marvel, some investigators have begun to ask unsettling questions. Could the intricate web of call centers, radios, and emergency lines serve as more than just a channel for human contact? In recent years, unexplained phenomena, phantom calls, voices echoing from nowhere, and chilling messages intercepted by staff have raised suspicions that something otherworldly may be lurking within the circuitry. As the boundaries between technology and the supernatural blur, the true nature of these disturbances remains shrouded in mystery, leaving experts and witnesses alike haunted by the possibility that airports are gateways to forces beyond our understanding. Late at night, the call center at Haneda Airport becomes a stage for unsettling encounters. Operators report receiving calls from numbers that cannot be traced, the voices on the other end barely audible, as if whispering from another realm. Each conversation ends abruptly, replaced by a silence so profound it unsettles even the most seasoned staff. Archived audio reveals the faint echo of static, punctuated by a single, inexplicable sigh. To this day, no one has been able to explain the origin of these calls, and the silence that follows continues to haunt those who answer. Even as the lights flicker and the terminals empty, the mysteries surrounding Japan's airport call centers linger in the shadows. Reports of chilling voices, inexplicable calls, and ghostly warnings remain unresolved, haunting both staff and travelers alike. With every unanswered ring, one wonders if something far more sinister is quietly observing, waiting for its moment to be heard. The line between reality and the supernatural grows thin, leaving us to question who or what might be listening on the other end of the line. The silence that follows is rarely as empty as it seems,